Former National Security Advisor John Bolton, one of the most high-profile Republican critics of Donald Trump, surrendered to federal authorities on Friday after being indicted on 18 counts under the Espionage Act. The indictment, filed in Maryland's federal court, accuses Bolton of unlawfully retaining and transmitting highly classified information, including detailed records of his day-to-day activities during his tenure in the White House. Bolton, known for his hawkish foreign policy views and long-standing career in US national security, is alleged to have documented sensitive meetings, briefings, and internal discussions on personal yellow notepads while serving as National Security Advisor. The Justice Department alleges that he later retyped those handwritten notes into digital formats, which were then shared through personal email accounts and private messaging platforms. According to the 18-count indictment, Bolton shared more than 1,000 pages of these notes with two unnamed individuals who lacked any form of security clearance. Prosecutors state that these individuals were members of a private messaging group that Bolton had used both during and after his time in government service. The group chat, which remained active for several months after Bolton's departure from the White House, became a repository for detailed, sensitive information that allegedly should never have left secure channels. The indictment highlights several instances in which Bolton is believed to have knowingly disclosed national defense information, including descriptions of the settings in which classified material was discussed, such as secure briefing rooms within the White House complex. Federal investigators argue that the content of the messages went well beyond personal reflections or harmless diary entries, and instead revealed material that posed significant risks to US national security if disclosed. In a strongly worded statement, Bolton denied the charges, asserting that his conduct was lawful and accusing Donald Trump of weaponizing the Justice Department against his political critics. "I look forward to the fight to defend my lawful conduct and to expose abuse of power," Bolton said. His lawyer, Abby Lowell, also pushed back against the indictment, describing it as misguided and politically motivated. According to Lowell, the diary entries in question had been in existence since at least 2021 and were known to the FBI for years. He said they were personal records, shared only with immediate family, and that none of the entries were classified at the time of sharing. Like many public officials throughout history, Ambassador Bolton kept diaries, Lowell stated. That is not a crime. The indictment adds yet another layer of complexity to the ongoing debate around how current and former US officials handle classified material. The Justice Department under President Biden has made clear that political affiliation will not shield anyone from accountability. However, this case stands out due to the timing, the volume of material allegedly mishandled, and Bolton's public profile as a former high-ranking official and vocal Trump opponent. The charges come amid a broader trend. The Justice Department has recently indicted other political figures, including former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James, all of whom have had past confrontations with Trump. While these prosecutions have drawn sharp criticism from both ends of the political spectrum, the department insists that each case is being pursued on its legal merits, not partisan motivations. Despite the political overtones, the case against Bolton appears to be more substantial than those against other former officials, according to sources familiar with the investigation. Prosecutors cite what they describe as aggregating factors, including the sheer volume of material, the deliberate use of unsecured communication channels, and the detail with which classified information was allegedly recorded and distributed. They argue that Bolton's actions cannot be dismissed as careless, but rather point to a willful disregard for the nation's most sensitive secrets. One specific example cited in the indictment involves Bolton sharing entries that described intelligence briefings in secure facilities and naming individuals involved in discussions on military strategy and covert operations. Officials say this kind of disclosure goes far beyond personal documentation and represents a serious breach of national security protocols. Bolton, who served in multiple Republican administrations and was a fixture in Washington's foreign policy establishment, has long cast himself as a defender of conservative values and US global leadership. But his relationship with Trump soured during his time in the administration. After leaving the White House in 2019, Bolton published a memoir in which he described Trump as unfit for office and accused him of making foreign policy decisions based on personal political gain. Trump responded by calling Bolton a disgruntled employee and sought to block the publication of the memoir on national security grounds. That legal battle may now have new relevance, as the current charges suggest the Justice Department believes Bolton's conduct during and after his tenure crossed clear legal lines. Outside the courthouse in Greenbelt, Maryland, there was a heavy media presence as Bolton arrived to face the charges. Wearing a suit and flanked by his legal team, he did not make a public statement, but is expected to enter a plea of not guilty at his initial appearance. If convicted on all counts, Bolton could face significant prison time, although legal experts suggest the case could take months or even years to fully resolve. In the meantime, the indictment sends a clear message. Even high-ranking officials are not immune from prosecution if they are believed to have mishandled sensitive information. For Bolton, it marks a dramatic turn in a long and controversial career, and a legal fight that could reshape public perceptions of justice, loyalty, and accountability in Washington.